Welcome guys to my YouTube channel. Today I want to just come to you with something nice, something good, as we always say. And our topic today is going to be based on SACCOs, that is, yeah, as a form of an investment. So number one, you need to know what is a SACCO. And a SACCO is a savings and credit cooperative organization. It's a group-based financial institution where members come together and to save and access credit. Like it's a bank owned by people for the people. And when you join a SACCO, you become both a saver and a co-owner. You contribute savings regularly, and in return, you can borrow money at a lower interest rates. By the way, that's one of the advantages. Number two, you need to know why choose a SACCO over bank. By the way, that's a question I'm posing to you. Banks are great, but they are in business for profit. SACCOs are built on community, trust, and shared goals. Here's why people love SACCOs. Number one, you need to know there's lower loan interest rates. Number two, you need to know there's a flexible repayment terms when you take a loan with them. And you need to know there's also profit sharing. You talk of dividends, by the way, and then you're treated like a person, not a number. Banks mostly deals with, they're there to make profit, but SACCO helps you to grow. If you've been turned down by banks or tired of high fees, SACCOs might be a solution for you beginning today after this awesome talk. Number three, how saving works in a SACCO. So as you pause a bit, then you try to think around it, that how does this savings work around this SACCO thing. Number one, you need to know when you join a SACCO, you commit to a monthly savings, and often called shares or deposits. These are your money, and over time they build a financial profile. Let's say you save like 2,000 Kenyan shillings a month. In 1 year, that's 24,000. If 2,000 by 12, that's 24,000. Now that becomes the base for borrowing power. Some SACCOs offer 3 times your savings in loans. By the way, that is the advantage. Like if you save for like 6 months, let's say you're doing maybe 10,000, and you maybe in some crisis, maybe you wanted to run a project, you can take 3 times of your savings, depending with the SACCOs, at the SACCO where you may be registered. And you have examples like Stima SACCO, Kengen SACCO, Mwalimu SACCO. We have Ken University, by the way, and quite a number of them, name them. So the best part, you can still earn dividends on your savings at the end of the year. So your money grows quietly in the background. So you see. So number four, how borrowing works. Like you said, once you've saved for months and you become eligible for a loan, depending on the SACCO, you can borrow 2 or 3 times of your savings. You want to start a business, you borrow. You want to maybe buy a land. Lands have been known for long-term assets. And then you want to maybe clear your school fees, or you have an emergency. Emergencies always comes in life. Like somebody can become sick. You can maybe have something just happens, an accident. Maybe there's an emergency. There are so many emergencies, you can list them down. But the advantage of a SACCO, you can take money so long as you have a savings with them. Yeah. And I guess, let me tell you, guess what? SACCOs loans usually come at a lower interest, as low as 1% per a month, compared to commercial banks or mobile apps that charge crazy fees. By the way, avoid as much as you can mobile apps. Those loans that charge interest like crazy. You take maybe like 3,000, you end up paying 45 or even 5,000. What for? So SACCOs are there. So think about it, and then change your thinking towards finances. Then you're good to go. But here is the catch for today. You need guarantors. Fellow SACCO members, you can also back you up. If you default, maybe this keeps the system accountable and honest, you know. So we have types of SACCOs, and again you pause a bit even as you delve in here. Types of SACCOs, and not all SACCOs are the same, by the way. You need to choose one that fits your lifestyle or work, and here are some of the common ones that maybe we have got work-based SACCOs. For the government workers, teachers, corporate staff, e.g. Mwalimu SACCO, we say that. And then we have got community SACCOs, based on religions or counties, e.g. Stima SACCO, Kimisitu, We also have chama-based SACCOs, that is number 3. Groups that start from chamas and evolve into SACCOs. And there's so many in Kenya. But let me tell you something in a minute. When it comes to choosing the right SACCO, you need to really do your investigations well. You need to ensure that you never go wrong in that line, because I had a story whereby there was a group called a SACCO. I don't want to say the name for security purposes. Then they began like that. Many joined. All of a sudden, it shut down. And so you can imagine how people invested their money there. They kept their money there. And all of a sudden, they're no more, So things happen. And then you've got online SACCOs. New and digital SACCOs using apps for deposits and loans, like Uniter, Safaricom-based SACCOs, Yeah. So make sure it's registered with the standard in that nation or whatever. So number 6, you need to know the power of compound savings. And I always love when you reach this area, by the way. You look at it and you say, here's a secret, by the way, let me now tell you. A secret weapon for SACCO savings, the compounding, The more you save consistently, the more your dividends and shares grow year after year. Example is this. Let's say you just go on the lowest side. You take 2,000 Kenya shillings for and then you save it for 5 years. 2,000 every month for 5 years. That is 120,000. And this thing is easy, but then let me tell you. Sometimes we end up becoming poorer and poorer for poor financial decisions that we made. We are living in an economy whereby there's inflation, and things have become quite abysmal to go around, and we are having companies whereby people live hand to mouth. You pay your rent, you feed yourself. After paying your bills, you have nothing to save. But suppose you sacrifice, suppose you have goals. Can you imagine maybe just joining, hold on to SACCOs here, and then I want to combine it with money market. Can you imagine you joining a money market like Britam, and then we have got, there's so many, but let me just focus on Britam. Then you just save 2,000 per month. Can you imagine in 5 years' time? And 5 years is not such a long time. Yeah, because imagine like our current president, I speak from Kenya, my online viewers, so just excuse me for this. He just entered the other day. He just took the seat over the other day, entered the power the other day. And then you are now nearing another election again. You see, 5 years is just over like that. You're about to end it. Yeah, so suppose you are disciplined enough and then you're just saving like only 2,000 shillings. You can imagine the project you're going to do with that one. An advantage of SACCO now, leave alone MMF. Now let's come back to SACCO. You save that 120,000. You can imagine you want to take loan 3 times that money. That is how much? 360. You can get a good lands in Kajiado, in Ngong still. The other day I had somebody selling a land at Ngong at for 140,000, just 50 by 100. There's some parts, So, and I know everybody's tired of paying rent. Imagine every month you're giving somebody 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. You can count that in 5 years' time. What if you discipline yourself, then you continue paying your rent, but then you have a project. Maybe in the next 10 years, you'll be building now, So if your SACCO gives 10% annual dividend, you earn an extra 12,000 or more without lifting a finger. Because these are how SACCOs make their money. You invest with them, they invest in a project. Once that project brings money, you'll be earning. That's how you get your interest. Unlike the bank, you know. Now imagine that plus using your savings to borrow and build a business. That's how you create wealth slowly and surely. You know, young people, when I'm talking to you, leave these things of betting. You want to go there, I mean, you want to bet. Betting, okay, you can do it. And people win, yes. But that is a financial risk. Because ask yourself, when one person wins, how many have lost the game? Many, many. So there's no way to richness, to wealth. You know, leave alone richness, I'm talking about wealth. The only way to make wealth always builds itself slowly by slowly. And I pose to you a question, and I want to refer you to Steamer SACCO, the CEO. He's called Bwana Hassan, Dr. Hassan. I listened to him the other day when he was being interviewed, and I really liked the talk, you know. So I can refer you to that place. You can gain more. As we continue, we have risk and red flags, by the way. There are always risks and red flags. So pause a bit. If you have water, you can take. Today I didn't have my water. And then we're continuing. So SACCOs are great, but not all are perfect. Be careful. And registered SACCOs promising unrealistic returns, SACCOs with poor management and no transparency at all, you know, over borrowing without planning repayment, and then joining SACCOs without reading the terms. I just want to give you a little story. My cousin, I have a cousin, and one time, she's called Daisy. One time she wanted to do some investments, and